Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here today. It's always encouraging to see so many members of our community come together in one room. Moments like this remind us of how deeply people care about the future of this county and the direction that we're heading. Our community is an important moment at this time, one that calls for steady leadership, clear vision, and a commitment to the everyday people who make this county what it is. Today, we're joined here by someone who believes deeply in public service, someone who understands the challenges facing our families, someone who understands our neighborhoods and our local economy. Today's announcement is an important one. One of our county is growing, evolving, and facing challenges that require steady leadership and a clear forward-looking vision. Residents are asking for solutions that are practical, compassionate, and grounded in real-life experiences. They're asking for someone who listens, someone who understands the day-to-day realities of life here in Orange County. This is the person who cares about Orange County residents, listens to their concerns, and advocates for practical, community-focused solutions. Their story reflects the values of hard work, resilience, and opportunity, values that define our county, the people, and the people places that we call our home. We're here today because this individual is ready to take the next step in serving our community. He's stepping forward in a plan rooted in transparency, accountability, and a genuine desire to make life better for every resident in Orange County. Please welcome me in welcoming our candidate for mayor, Orange County in flip-flops, Safraaz Alli.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
We're just here to announce that I'm running for Orange County Mayor. Thank you for coming. Have a good night. So first, I want to thank you for coming first, and to the residents of Orange County who are watching and listening live. I am here to formally announce my candidacy for mayor of Orange County, not because I ever dreamed of becoming a politician, but because our county can no longer survive by running by them. For too long, Orange County has been governed by professional liars, people who campaign as servants to the public, govern as servants for themselves. People who say whatever voters want to hear to win elections, then disappear behind closed doors to protect donors, insiders, and their own careers. That pattern didn't just fail our county, it damaged it. And let's be clear, the problem we face today were not inevitable. Sky-high rent, growing homelessness, stagnant wages, and families on the brink are not act of fate. They are the results of deliberate political choices made year after year by leaders who were more focused on staying in power than telling the truth. Orange County wasn't ruined by honesty. It was ruined by lies told by political convenience. Lies that said, help is coming while nothing changed. Lies that said the economy is strong while families fell behind. Lies that said we care while doing just enough to look busy and avoid accountability. I'm running because I refuse to accept a system where lying is rewarded and failure is recycled. And the people are expected to absorb these consequences in silence. What follows today is not a typical campaign speech. It's a challenge to the system, to the political class, and to anyone who believes Orange County should continue to be managed for private interest instead of governed for the public good. This is where the excuses end, and this is where accountability begins. I'm not running for mayor to join the political class. I'm running to end its grip on this county. Excuse me. Because what we have been living under is not leadership. It is management of decline. It is deception disguised as governance. And it survives only because too many people have been trained to expect nothing better. For decades, Orange County has been fed the same lies by different mouths. Just one more term, just one more study, just be patient. Meanwhile, rent explodes, wages stalled, homelessness spread, and the working families were pushed closer and closer to the edge. And the people responsible, they kept their titles, their donors, and their careers, while you, the people of Orange County, absorbed the damage. let's be clear, this didn't happen by accident. This county wasn't failed. It was sold to piece by piece to special interests, to donors, consultants, and industries that learned how to extract value while avoiding accountability. Policies were approved that the decision makers would never have to live under. Systems were protected that they never had to depend on. Relief was promised over and over, but it was never intended to arrive. And then after all that, they had the audacity to ask you to vote for them again. Homelessness is not a mystery problem. It is visible proof of a political cowardice, of leaders who choose comfort over confrontation, who funded reports instead of housing, who spoke about compassion while tolerating cruelty through inaction. Every tent we see in our county is a receipt. Every family living out of their car is evidence. Every eviction is a policy decision made by someone who never has to worry about losing their home. And while residents struggle to survive, politicians celebrated success. They held press conferences. They cut ribbons. They praised themselves for progress that never reached your street. This is what happens when leadership answered upwards to donors instead of outwards to the people. Now we're told once again that this election is different. New candidates, new branding, but same money, same machine, same lies, only updated for the moment. They promise urgency while moving at the speed of politics. They promise boldness while carefully making sure nothing actually changes. But they tell you change is coming, as long as it doesn't inconvenience anyone who benefits from their current system. This is not change. That is containment. Orange County does not need another politician trained to survive election. No, we have plenty of those. What we don't have is leadership willing to disrupt the system those elections keep protecting. Because when a system produces more suffering every year and refuses to correct itself, it forfeits its legitimacy. And let me say this plainly with no apology. Public office is not an entitlement. Power is not permanent, and trust, once broken, must be earned back, not demanded. This campaign is not about fixing politics at the margins. It's about flipping the power structure so that the government once again fear the people instead of the people fearing the government. That idea alone in itself terrifies the establishment because accountability threatens careers, transparency threatens donors, and truth threatens a system built on carefully managed lies. Now let me tell you something important because this is where I'm different. I'm not a politician owned by donors or corporations or political machines. No one bought this campaign. No one is whispering talking points in my ear. I don't owe favors to special interests and I'm not protecting a political career. I'm standing here because I live here and because what's happening to this county is happening to me too. I don't get to insulate myself from reality. I don't get a government salary that cushions every mistake. I don't get a private meeting where problems disappear behind closed doors. Like millions of working people, I wake up every day knowing the math doesn't always work. Rent, food, childcare, insurance, bills, one unexpected change, just one, and everything gets tight. That pressure you feel in your chest, that's not theory to me, that's life. Some of the other candidates have never had to look at their bank accounts and decide what has to wait. They never had to choose between grocery and bills. They've never had to wonder if rent is going to going up next month. They talk about affordability like it's an abstract idea because for them, it is. For working family, it's called survival. And I understand the struggle because I live it. I know what it's like to do everything right and still feel like you're falling behind. To work hard, play by the rules, and watch stability move further out of reach. That understanding doesn't come from policy briefings or community meetings. It comes from real life. And that's exactly what has been missing from leadership in this county. When politicians make decisions, they calculate political risk. When working people make decisions, they calculate rent, food, childcare, gas, and their own time. That difference matters because leaders who never feel the pressure, they don't act with urgency. Leaders who never struggle don't understand consequences. And leaders who never risk anything rarely fight for anyone. This movement does not ask politely for change. I demand it. It demands housing people can actually afford. It demands action on homelessness that matches the scale of the crisis. It demands a county government that serves residents, not donors or insiders, not political careers. If you are angry, that anger is justified. If you're tired, that exhaustion is manufactured. If you feel ignored, that was by design. But here's what they didn't plan for: people who stop believing lies. This campaign belongs to the residents who were told to wait, to sacrifice, and to accept less while watching others profit. It belongs to the family holding on to the thread. It belongs to the workers who keep this county running and get nothing but speeches in return. They had power because we trusted them. They kept power because they divided us. And they're going to lose power when we refuse to be managed any longer. And before I leave here tonight, I want to speak directly to everyone else who's running, the other candidates, and to the system they represent. You have heard my words, and you will feel my energy. Now you have to answer to the people. You have to explain why rent keeps rising while wages don't. You have to explain why homelessness grows while budgets do too. You have to explain why studies get funded, headlines get written, and families still fall through the cracks. You have to explain why the same interests keep winning, no matter who gets elected. And don't give us slogans, don't give us talking points, don't give us promises you don't intend to keep. Give us timelines, give us numbers, and give us accountability. I'm putting my priorities on the record, and I'm telling the people who exactly I work for. And it's not donors, insiders, or political machines. If you believe Orange County is going to go the way it has been going, then say it out loud. Defend it. But if you believe this county needs real change, then stop managing the crisis and start confronting its cause. This race is no longer about personalities or party labels. It's about whether Orange County continues to be governed by excuses or results, whether public office remains a career or becomes responsibility again. I'm ready to debate to all you other candidates. I'm ready for the scrutiny, and I'm ready to be held accountable. The question is, are you? Because the people of Orange County are watching, and they are listening. And this time, they are not settling for words. This is the moment where the other candidates, you either step forward or step aside. Thank you. Appreciate it. Any questions? I'm not taking questions. Remember, it's important to get out there, register to vote. Remember, people are still struggling in every county across the country. And they continue to tell us that they will help. And when you vote, they forget about you. We have to remember that because it's a cycle. You have the power to change it. Remember that.
All right.
All right.
Vote. Vote for Ali.